Hello all. Now I'm going to discuss a small LED display application using Qsys. So start a new project in Qsys. We'll create a folder LED and I'll give the project name as LED. And right now I'm not going to add any design files. I'll select the board. So I'm going to use D2115. So that's a summary of project. So project name is going to be LED, and the device I'm going to use is D2115, and I'm going to configure a system using Qsys. Yeah, so basic system is going to have a Qsys2 processor. Again, this is a very simple application, so I'm going to use an economy version for this. And we need an on-chip memory. And again, I'll increase the size of the memory to 40K. I need a UART. And apart from the basic system components, I'm going to use an external input and output. So for that, I'll be using a parallel I/O peripherals. So one is going to be for input. So I'll use a 2-bit for simplicity, and this is going to be input first. So you can configure up to 1 to 32 bits here. So I'll rename this as switch. And I'll add one more peripheral. Now it's going to be output. And I'll rename this as LED. Now I need to connect the clock to each of the component. Then clock reset. And the data master of the processor to S1 of on-chip, then Avalon JTAG slave, S1 of PIO, and the instruction master has to be connected to on-chip memory. Yes, and now there is a conflict of base addresses. So I'll generate the base addresses. Now I need to specify the reset and exception vectors. And 3 more warnings. So interrupt, one is interrupt. The other two things which is new to this one is we need to export the external connection, so which we have specified as a parallel I/O. Peripheral has to be exported. So go to the export column and double click on the connected. The can rename this one. So the done. So I will rename that one as switch, and as well as the LED has to be exported. So I will rename this one as LED. Yes, now have to save this. I'll save this one as LED. And generate the system now. Yeah, now the system has been generated. We'll go back to Qsys, include this QIP file. Set this as a top level entity and start compilation. Right, so the compilation is done now. So we'll go to the assignment now. Choose the assignment. System clock, and compared to the previous one, apart from clock and reset, we have 2 output pins and 2 input pins, so which we have configured in Qsys. You give the clock here and the key. Give LED R to the output. And I'll use switches for my input. Yeah, the assignment pin assignments is done. So I'll save this. And compile. Yeah, now the compilation is done. So I'll download my system to the board. Go to programmer and the file. Yeah, once the system has been downloaded to the board, then I'll go back to the Eclipse to create an application to run on the system. So in the Eclipse, create a new application and the BSP, and here again I'm going to use a hello world template. I'll modify the program alone. We'll give the name as LED. Next, finish. Yeah, open the C file. And I'm going to use I'm going to edit this file. Okay, so you just need to note one thing here. I have defined switches which is pointing out to the base address of switch uh, or the peripheral. So if you go back to the quizzes, you can observe that the switch has a base address. So here it is mentioned as a pointer here, and LEDs points to the base address of output. If switches is 0, the LEDs is going to glow, and if switches is 1, the output is going to be 0. So I'll build this project. Okay, so the application has been compiled. So now I need to run this on a NEOS2 hardware. That's the LED display using Qsys. Thank you.